Hey everybody, Mike Fifer, Fifer Hobby Supply. Today we're going to do update 8 already because I had some things that were in the works that I was able to kind of finish up today. So we're going to put out a video this evening, and this is Tuesday. I know they're kind of close together, but this is the way it goes when you work in your work is completed in spurts. But I hope you guys enjoy this today, and I appreciate you being here and supporting me. Okay, today I'm out here. I don't know if I put it in the video, but I have moved my I moved the spray booth out. I think I already have showed you that, but those carpet tiles are going to go back in that corner back there. We're going to do that first this morning. Robin's going to give me a hand. Then we got to clean up some of this junk, and I'm going to raise up each one of these cabinets about 2 drawers. 1 or 2 drawers, whatever fits underneath the bench work here. I'm going to disassemble one and stack them on the others. So that's another plan for today. We'll see how that works out. I'm going to find a place to put the, it's hard to even see, but there's my big dragster kit that I was working on, and my Texaco station are just stacked in a box there with some tub lids over the top of them to keep them from getting all junked up. And then that cabinet that's all hidden by all that stuff, if you remember, has all the model car boxes on it. Now all those boxes are empty, and I've decided I'm going to throw them out. I got to make some room in here. I'm going to need room in here, and I don't know any other way to do it than get rid of some things that I don't necessarily need to keep. Some of these risers and things, they're going to go either up in the attic or back out to the fairgrounds. The ones sitting right over there next to the drill, those go back out to the fairgrounds. Those came from the fairgrounds, and they're going to go back out there. I'm not going to need them. I'm probably not going to need some of these either, but I'm going to keep them in the crawl space in case I need them or someone needs them. So I'm going to get a lot of this because I'm almost done with the risers. So I'm going to get rid of some of that, get it out of here. By the way, those models over there, I think I got off track, but I'm going to put those in the inventory shed. I have a space to put those and just get them out of here. And once I get those empty model car boxes out of here, that whole cabinet will go out of here. So that's kind of where we are with that. I don't know how I wound up missing a drawer over here, but I've got an odd drawer right there in the top. And I'm sure I put something in it and took it somewhere, but I don't know where. But I'll figure that out, try and get another drawer that matches somewhere. Also, one of the things I'm going to get rid of, is the DVD player up there. Never use it. It just gets in the way. It's always in the way when you want to move a cabinet and all of that. So that's going. If I can figure out a place to put the junk that's in that little white cabinet over there, that white cabinet's going, because I'm missing the drawer out of that as well. And I don't know where these, I'm pretty sure these go over to Gavin's house, but nevertheless. But that's pretty much it. But I've got to clean up in here a little bit before I can continue. It's starting to get ugly. So there you have it. Okay, everybody, I know this doesn't look like a bunch of work, but it was a bunch of work. I had to move this leg, that leg unpainted leg that you see down there for this end of the layout. I had to move it from right there to there so that I could fit my car card box on top of that. And of course, I'll repaint all of this stuff when I do the painting. The fascia, as I've said before, the fascia will come down at the same level as the stringer right here. So if you picture that coming out here, that's about where it'll be. I think I showed last night that I started the yard. I've gotten that much done. I also, hang on, I'm trying to move a box. I also started putting down the cork. And by the way, everybody's going to say, what is that cork? It's Cato. It's Cato cork. And it is beautiful stuff, but you don't want to have to buy it. It's twice as much for half as many as you get with the Midwest. But I already had a couple of cases of it, and I think we had 3 cases left, and we just never sold it. It's just too expensive. So instead of wasting it and just letting it sit there selling it to somebody else for nothing, I decided to use it. Now, right here, some of you may catch that I forgot to tape the top of the road bed or the riser before I put the cork down. And anyway, that's where the cork down there is going to go, although those last 2 pieces are not glued in place. But once I glue them in place, I will tape those, obviously. And then there's obviously one more piece of 2% down that goes down towards the corner there. I'm going to try and get that all glued up tonight so that I can tape the top of it and continue on. This piece here with the switch machine on it goes over there approximately. And then where you see the cork double, that'll be a siding that goes all the way down 6 feet and then comes back together down there. We've gone over that before. My buddy Mike Canizero brought me these tools. These are, I don't know what kind of plywood this is, but it's amazing. It's something they used at Ford Motor Company, and these are, what they are is their straightening device for track. That can go right in between the rails tightly. And of course my track is not completely flat, so I have a little gap down here, but you get the idea. And you just run this along and it straightens out your track. And there's a longer one and there's a shorter one. So anyway, that's where I'm at right now. I'm very happy to get a bunch of this underneath here cleaned up and got the cabinets there all resized so they're all the same height. And these are the 2 pieces of cabinets that I had left. Unfortunately, they're a different style from each other. Otherwise, I could stack those. But I think that's probably where they'll live, right there in front of the paint box, because I can just easily pull those out. And the one that says tools on it indeed does have tools in it. And anyway, everything is over there now. Unfortunately, I couldn't stack them. The folding chair works well under there. I have all the floor tiles down underneath there. I think I showed that. I don't know. I always forget where I'm at. Doors open because it's nice outside. Eliminated some stuff here because I did get that board built, and I was able to hang up my all my little track tools and everything, and my rail zip, screwdrivers, bad order pads, and the Santa Fe notebook. There. In case you want to write something down. Anyway, I think that's all I'm going to show you tonight, and we're gonna move on down. Okay guys, my turnout for this siding is gonna go on the foam there, and I just decided to move it there instead of way over here, because then I don't have to cut a hole in the wood. I can cut a hole in the foam for the switch machine, and then 6 feet down takes me right there. I can put a switch right there, and I still don't have to cut into the wood to put the switch machine. So the only one I'm actually going to have to dive in the wood on is that one over there. Just because it's just a little too shallow. And then of course the ones back here in the back by the city area, but that's not a big deal. This is just one less I don't have to do, and all I had to do was shift it back about 20 inches. So the siding will actually be in the cut. And as you can see here, I have cut an access hole so that I can work on the track back there, and there will be a hill or mountain, probably like these hills in the back here, in between this track line and that hole. So when you're, and I'm up on a stool, but so at eye level you will not see that stuff. Anyway, and last night I got all that foam there glued down, and today I'm going to tape it, and I'm going to try and get that hole made down there and continue on down with my my track. Maybe. I actually, maybe not. Maybe I'll start working more on the yard and get more of these pieces in the yard here. But we'll see how it goes. But I do have that access hole cut. I have that siding figured out in the middle. And we're off and running again. Okay, everybody. I took my vibrating Dremel saw, and I took one of the older blades, and I just cut a chunk out of it that's the right width to be able to cut these holes, which this hole is bigger than it needs to be, but I have a hard time seeing back there from here, but it's not a big deal. I can cover all that up. But the turnout is in place. I do not have it glued, and I have got to cut those ends there and make them fit. And we'll be up, by that time we'll be up to that point, and I don't have that track back there glued either. But getting to the shape, that's the point of it. But this Dremel tool works excellent for that. And I won't need it, as I said, on that turnout. Let's see, that turnout there, and the one that I marked up there on the white foam, right at the end of the white foam, because I'll just sink it in the foam. The ones along the back wall, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 turnouts back there I will have to make holes for, but I can plot those out because they're not going to be up on foam. So anyway, that's what I'm doing right now. Oh, let me throw in something else. I did put a piece of wood right back there to screw fascia to. I put a piece of board there to screw fascia to. I extended this board right here to hook fascia to, came on down here and cut a radius down there. Now, that brings up an excellent question, how I'm going to do that. I don't know, but we'll figure out how to blend that when I get there. But nevertheless, oh, and I did this, I put a little piece in this corner here and glued it in. And I used foam tack because I'll probably wind up putting scenery over it anyway. There's no need to go crazy. At some point, I am going to have my little nail gun, my little tack gun, out here to put the fascia strip along the plywood there. And when I do that, I'll just put a couple of tacks in that. But so that corner's ready. That corner's ready. My hole is ready. All my pieces of wood are in, and I have the first hole that I've cut with my vibrating tool. We're going to take the dogs for a walk, And when I come back this afternoon, I'm going to start putting the rest of these. Well, I've got I've got 3 more of these to put in, but on that very back track, I have 2 turnouts that go in back that way, and I got a little carried away and put the track in first, and it doesn't go that way. But anyway, you'll see it when we get there. Okay, with the exception of the 2 pieces that go here to the Y, all of the yard is wired up. Now that doesn't necessarily mean it's glued down and all the tracks are straight and everything, but everything is wired, everything is soldered. The wires need to be put down through. I have the turnout right here that's going to go to the maintenance away tracks. And I have the turnout here that's going to go to the engine facility and the cattle pen, cattle auction house, hopefully. But anyway, everything is wired. As I go down through it and straighten them out and pin them in place, I will make sure that all the joints are good. But I do believe that the yard tracks are all wired up and soldered up. Well, this morning I came out here and used the tools that my buddy loaned me and straightened up all the tracks going down through the yard. And I don't know if I showed you guys yesterday, but I got these 2 turnouts in. The one right here that's going to go to the 2 maintenance away tracks, and the one right here that's going to go back to the engine facility and engine storage area, and possibly the cattle auction house. I'll have to see how this works out, but we're set for that. But what I need to do is get all these yard tracks glued down. I've got them all straight, but I've got to go back and put in my sleeper ties. And I have a place right here, right there. And I'm not sure that I want to desolder that piece of track up there, all the way up there, to close that gap, or if I want to put a piece of plastic in there to fix that. I'm going to debate on that one. I'm going to take a look at that and see. I'm sure I can replace the piece because it's not a full 35 inch. I think replacing the piece would be a better option. But that's the only goof up I have in the whole yard. So I want to get the sleeper ties in there, and I want to get the track all glued down in there so that I don't have to mess with that anymore. So I'm going to probably work on that today. Okay, I know that I've already taken a video of the yard, but I have all of the sleeper ties in. So everywhere these push pins are, not everywhere, but in most of the positions of these push pins, I have the, I missed a couple over here. I'll get those when I put the siding in. Anyway, you get the idea. And it doesn't really look like anything. Actually, I missed some over here too. It doesn't look like anything, but there's 4 boxes of sleeper ties in there. So I'm going to have to get another box anyway. But I think you can see the configuration of the yard. Okay, now you can kind of see how this is going to work. That inner 13-inch loop is the main line that's going to head down that way and across the ravine and down to that loop that we discussed. This inner one, the middle one, as you can see, goes to the middle of the yard. The outer one comes down the outside track here. This one here that's bent a little bit. Anyway, that one right there. And that is actually going to be the through track for the yard. So if you bring a locomotive off down at the other end and you come through the yard, that's the track you'll take, and it will take you right around and back onto the main line. So we have the main line loop there. We have going to the center of the yard, taking a train into the yard there, or we have the line through the yard there, where a train could also be dropped off. The locomotive could be taken off at the end down there, attached to a pre-built train, and take off with a different train. So we have a lot of options here. Plus, this also can act as a runaround. I didn't give this a whole lot of thought. Otherwise, I would have put a piece of track in between here and probably moved that turnout down to here. And then split it here, simply because that would have given me a little room to run a locomotive out and back down without actually fouling the main line. But it is what it is, and it's going to be what it is, and it's just another challenge that people will have to deal with. You may be able to see this one here is actually almost dry. I have put these tracks in and glued them in place, as well as the two connecting lines right there that go into the yard. So those tracks are insulated right there. They're fed over there, which feeds the yard ladders. Then there's a feeder right here that feeds back around to this turnout. However, I was having a hard time getting insulated joiners on here. So once I get the sleeper ties in there, I'll just go back here and cut some joints in that, cut some gaps in that, because it's too hard on a curve to get that done, especially on a curved radius and a curved turnout. And that turnout has been used before, and I was having a real hard time trying to get the insulated joiners on there. So we'll just do it another way. I just need to remember to do it. So I know this doesn't look like much, but this is what I've gotten done today. And this is Monday evening, and I'm going inside. Well, everybody, that's it for update 8. And we're going to keep on moving here. In fact, I've already got some videos to probably put something together on Sunday night or so, maybe. But we'll see how it goes. And I want to thank you guys once again for being here. And thanks for watching.